is July 7, 2025. Last week we were at 151 pounds. I believe actually a little bit over that. So let's see how we're looking today. 149.8 pounds. 149.8 pounds. That's pretty good. So actually it hasn't been growing the way that I thought it was going to be. Alrighty everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you saw from the video just now, we will see that I'm back down below the sub 150 pounds. Definitely exciting for me for sure. I don't really quite know what to make of this because this is of course the new phase of the weight loss journey. This is now the maintenance phase where I expect the weight to fluctuate quite a bit more over these next few weeks as my body learns to kind of restabilize, as the ship learns to right itself. But yeah, so we went from about 151 pounds to just below 150. We are now at 149.8 pounds. Definitely glad to see that the weight isn't just going up and up and up. I'm very happy about that. And yeah, it's a very, very exciting time for me. What we're also going to be doing, just a quick side note before we get into this, is I've been working on the video to end all of my videos. Basically just this one big, long, juicy, a year and a half of weight loss condensed into one video where I try and tackle all the questions that I'm asked, everything about me, about my diet, about why, about everything. So just keep an eye out for that in the next probably week here, because I've already been working on this for quite some time now. I'm just trying to basically do the last cutting, pasting, and then getting it uploaded. So just keep an eye out for that. Exciting times ahead. So yeah, moving right along. As we know by now, we've got the new board. We've got the new wall of maintenance, the line here. And basically my goal, as I said in the last video, was 5 pounds above, 5 pounds below. Give me a nice little cushion so that I don't have to worry about just staying on this line here. Ideally, you know, in a perfect world, that's where I would be. But like I said, things are going to happen. Life is going to happen. You're going to have a couple of good meals or a couple of extra whatever. And so giving yourself that 10-pound grace period is just going to enable you to live your life with a little bit less stress and worry. And that's what we want. So over the course of last week to today, what does my diet look like? Well, there's been a couple of changes actually. So my biggest has actually been my evening meal. Usually I try and mix it up and change it up a little bit, but this week was actually very, very strict. It was red beans and rice and chicken breast, or rotisserie chicken from Costco. Basically, I took one of those rotisserie chickens, split it up 5 ways, had that with red beans and rice, and every single day, I've got to say, I felt really good. I felt really energized. And then getting on the scales today, we see that we've been able to lose just about 1.5 pounds, I believe, about 1.5 pounds in that week. Hydration has stayed the same, very good levels of hydration. Been feeling really good and really energized and energetic. Good, energetic, yeah, okay. And so the only thing I can think of is, like I said, my cardio stayed pretty much the same. I'm doing a lot of cardio throughout the day. I'm always up and about and moving and getting those steps in, but that's no different than it was a month ago. So the exercise stayed the same. The diet is the only thing where I know that I've changed dramatically. While I was eating healthy foods, counting my calories for sure, now I know, and I was measuring each item out, so I know that I was having the same amount of chicken each meal each day, the same amount of rice, same amount of red beans. I was counting like crazy, and again, I don't really know why, because like I said, my calories are starting to go up, my intake is starting to go up. I would have thought to myself, you know, if you're eating more in terms of volume, in terms of calories, and you're consuming more fluid, to me it's just a reason that my weight was going to start to go up a little bit, but it's not. So we're going to take that W. Yeah, so life is good on that front. We're gonna hope to stay as close to the 150 as possible. But like I said, I'm not gonna beat myself up too much about it. I had some great comments on my last video. People giving me their ideas, their what they believe good, healthy fluctuation is. I heard everything from 2 to 5 pounds. I heard 7 to 10 pounds. I've heard a lot of numbers. So one of the things that I was able to determine is that there's variety, right? I've said it about the weight loss, about the diet before, is we're all different. We all have a different way of doing it. And if every single one of you did exactly what I did, you would all get a different result, right? Maybe not from one day to the next, but if we kind of drag it out over a longer period of time. So that's what I'm excited to see. I guess it just gave me a little bit of comfort to know that we're not all the same, that if my weight were to kind of shoot up over the course of a week, that's all right. It's to be expected, it's normal, it happens. And so I would encourage a lot of you guys to just, if you're worried about this, go ahead and look at some of the comments that I've got on my videos. I've had some really good feedback, and if ever I pose a question to the group, you all have been really, really good about giving me answers. I think it's helped us really flesh out a good idea of what to expect. So this is what it looks like for me. I went down from 151 to 149.8. Very happy with that. Very excited to see that. And so what we're going to be doing now over this next week coming forward, I think I'm going to imitate my diet again, same as what I was doing last week with the red beans and rice and chicken. I'm a person that when I'm locked into a food, I'm good to roll with it for weeks, possibly months at a time. I don't know why, but I find what works for me and I just stick with it. You should have seen the sandwiches that I had at school, ham and cheese every day, after day, after day, after day. It's just the way I roll. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm gonna continue to work with this and see how it's affecting me. If I'm still gonna lose weight, again, it's hard to build myself a detailed picture of what is going on. Again, it's only been a week, I guess now 2, so of increases of everything. So again, my body's going through a whole lot. It went from going all the way down to going back up, now back down again. We're getting into some changes. So it's a little different, a little exciting, but I'm excited to see what happens. We'll go over the numbers here in a minute, but I guess we'll just do a quick shirt off test right here. So this is what I'm looking like at 149.8 pounds. The belly, I feel like, is really starting to come in a big way, actually. I'm very, very happy to see that. Getting a little bit bony, as I have been saying for a while now, but I'm kind of liking the changes. I'm kind of liking the way I'm looking. I don't know if we're calling this paper towel effect or what, but it's starting to get there. I've been asked again about my resistance training. I've been focused more on the cardio. Again, I'm trying not to pile on too much on my body at once. So again, that's just kind of what I'm doing. But let me just put my shirt back on real quick and we'll move. Okay, so I guess let's move on. So views went out to 70,356 views. That is pretty impressive, at least for me. Went back down a little bit to 3,633 hours of watch time. I'm hoping that this new video could really hopefully get that watch hours up. That would mean a lot to me tremendously. And then subscribers, changing things up a little bit. We are now at 1,305, which is now larger than the population of Castle Hill, California. So we're moving along. We're growing in the right areas. We're not growing in the right areas as well. So life is good. I'm taking that W. And yeah, over time, just as I did with my diet, I'm going to get better at this. Hopefully come up with a little bit more fun and suggestions. If you guys can think of anything that you'd like me to add to this, let me know down in the comments below. I'm more than happy to add or incorporate things or any kind of facts or numbers. Oh, also, I have been getting this pen. Oh, I am going to add this because I am 29 years old, and I'm 5'8" inches tall. So there you go. Because I've had people ask me, that's where I'm at. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care and have a great week. And I hope you guys all had a really, really good 4th of July. Take care. All right. Bye-bye.